Hi everybody, and happy World Card Making Day to you all. I hope you are having a great day and you're all being inspired by the lovely presentations that everybody have put together. Today I'm going to be making a double easel card for you. Now I'm using the Penguin Palace set. Now I know this is a Christmas set, but I've tried to show you that in this card you can also use it for a birthday card as well. So it is a versatile set that you can use once the Christmas season is over. So this is the card that we're making today, and you'll see it's a bit of a fun fold. So you can fold it out that way, and then there is a secret little bit here where it tucks up under the balloons and it folds out further for you, so you've got space there to write your little birthday message, or if you still want to use it as a Christmas card, a Christmas message. Okay, so we're going to continue now and I'll show you how I've made it. So your base cardstock is some Misty Moonlight. Now we will have the measurements on a instruction sheet for you, but just to know, and I have pre-scored this just to make it a little bit quicker in watching the presentation. So I've scored this at 5.5, and the piece of Misty Moonlight is 11 by 4.25 inches. So as you can see, just scored that, and I'm going to fold it in half. So your next layer, you're going to need a piece of fresh freesia, and I've got some DSP here for you. So the DSP I'm using is the Penguin Playmates, and also the Whimsy Wonder. So I've just cut a little sample of something out of that set as well, so I haven't used a lot of it. So this one, so your fresh freesia, you're scoring that at 2.5 and 5. So once you've done that, you want it to sit like so. So what you're going to do is you're going to adhere the piece of fresh freesia to the Misty Moonlight, so it sits like that and creates your card base. So I'll do that first. So you just want to line that up there. Okay, so I'm then going to take my piece of DSP and I'm going to adhere it in there for you. And this is a really cute, it's got some beautiful colors and I like it. I'm very much a non-traditional Christmas color person, so I guess that's why I was drawn to this. Okay, so there you go. So you can see that's that part of your card. So your next bit, you can stick your little bit of white in there for the greeting. So I'm just going to get my greeting, which says, I like you a little, and then the little bit, it's got except I like you, it's a little except a lot. So we're going to use that bit in there, and I'm going to do it in the fresh freesia. Just move that across. And stamp that on there. So a bit more glue again. You can see that's that bit. So while we've got it open, here's another bit of DSP from the Penguin Playmat set, and that just goes on the front as well. Okay, so your front little section here that has the penguin on, we'll stick that on next. So I'll lay that flat. So again, another bit of DSP from that DSP range. And I'm going to stick that on my bit of Misty Moonlight. Now I'm not going to stick that on yet because I do have to stamp on that. But when you do, obviously you don't want glue on the entire piece of that layer. You just want it on the bottom section, and that's going to glue on there. But I'll put that aside because I do need to stamp on that. And then for the inside of our card, I've got a little bit of DSP again that I'm just going to stick on the bottom of the basic white panel. Okay, so if you fold all that up, that's obviously just going to go on the inside of your card. Okay, so there you have the basic working mechanism of the card. So now you're going to need some excess white and fresh freesia to put together. So I have pre-stamped some of this, but I'm going to give you a few tips as well. So when you stamp, so I'm using the retired balloon punch, but when you stamp that, just so you make the most out of your paper and you don't ruin your project, so you can see that that's where you slot your paper in. So if you have a nice thinner strip of white, you can then punch it like that. So I am going to do one of those in the Misty Moonlight because I've done the others. So the actual balloon is in the penguin set, but it does match with the retired balloon punch if you're lucky enough to have that. Otherwise, it's pretty simple fussy cutting for that one. Okay, so as you can see, when you want to punch it, by punching it in that right direction to start with. Oops, just trying to line it up there. And then you punch away. Now I know that I get a little bit shaky when I'm doing these and I don't punch them as accurately as I would like to. So I have pre-cut those. So I have the 3. Okay. So I also cut out of the Whimsy and Wonder DSP, the little gift. Now I do see that it shows a bit of a Christmas theme there, and there is also a little gift in there, so you could always use the stamp that's in there, but I've got that one as well. What else do we have? And we also need to do another greeting for the front. So as you can see, just going to stamp that up for you, ink it up I should say. Go on there, and again I'm sorry, I'm using another retired punch for this one. So this is the classic label, and punch away. Again, I've done it again just so that I don't muck up my lining up for you all. Okay, and then the last thing to really do is then your penguin. So this is really great. It's just another one of those builder sets. So my tip to you is to stamp the penguin in the bottom left upside down, because again, when you go to punch it, so the full part of the penguin body is on that side. So to stamp it, so I'm just going to ink that up. If I put it there on the bottom left, it makes it easier to punch. Okay. So he's also got a cute little nose, so I'm using some bumblebee for that. So you just line it up on the tip there. And while we've got that colour out, I'll also do his little feet. And there also is a cute little heart in this set, so I wanted to use that as well. Nope, that's the nose. So ink that up and then stamp that on. Okay, so like I said, by doing it that way, it makes it much easier. I'm just going to turn it around for me though now to punch it without having those issues where you have to cut off a little bit of your paper or anything like that. Then we have a cute little penguin. Okay, so that one's done. Now, like I said before, we do have to put on the string for the balloon. So it does have that, and I'm just using a bit of black for that, so you can use Memento or StazOn. But you want to make sure it's positioned, because you can see as part of the mechanism, you're tucking that under. So you kind of got to find the right spot for that. So I really just lay out my elements first, so that I know where I need to stamp and where everything's going. So I kind of want that balloon there. So that just shows me. So I will move. So I kind of want it there. So if I move that down. So it's coming from his hand. Okay, so and we all know there's no mistakes in crafting, so if you don't have it quite where you want it, there's always a way to fix it. Okay, so I'm going to put it there. Perfect. All right, so we're really just got to glue all this together for the front section. So there's your sentiment. Now I do need my dimensionals here. I did pop up my little penguin. So I'm just going to position him there, and I also did put dimensionals under my little gift as well. And then that hides also, so you've got to put it up enough so it's not over your sentiment, but then it also covers your bottom of your balloon there. So for my first balloon, I did put it flat. I think before we go on to that though, it might be easier to position this one first, because obviously that is what you're tucking under with this section here. So now that I've got that, I'll put this section on. So like I said, don't glue the whole piece of that part of your cardstock, that layer. And I've positioned that again in the middle. Okay, so there you can see you've got that there, hopefully. All right, so my fresh freesia balloon, like I said, I want that to sit there so it tucks under. So I've just put one dimensional at the very top of that balloon. And I'll just double check. Yep, that looks pretty good to me. So when I put my second one on and my third one, that's kind of how I want them to sit. So I put this one on next. Now again, remember, you don't want glue on the entire part of that, otherwise that's going to stick to one of the other layers. So I've just put it on the bottom section and I've glued that under there. And then for the final one, I'll just double check, and I did stick another dimensional again on the top section of that one. So covers that up a little bit. Okay, so when you tuck it, you can see that's the working part of the card. Not very difficult once you know how, but I'm sure you'll impress your friends and they'll all think it's super awesome. So there you have it. When you fold it out, and it's still a little bit wet there, so I will be careful. So when it folds out for your double easel card, that's what it looks like. You've got a section there to put a message, or I think that would be a great spot if you wanted to place a little gift card or some money. And then you've got the section on the inside. So I all hope you have a great day and you continue to enjoy everybody's creating, and don't forget to upload your projects into the files that Vicky's created on our page, and then we can all have a look, be inspired. Thanks everybody for joining me, and hopefully I'll catch up with you for our next event. Bye.